Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to the Iron Diaper, your regular Gundam news show, and as usual when I make one of these, there is some news. Now, it only is a little bit of news this time. There was the All Japan Model and Hobby Show 2024, which was just on at the weekend right there gone, and Bandai did have some announcements. Not a whole lot when it comes to gunpla. Standard release gunpla, there's only one real thing, and that of course is the real grade Shining Gundam. But before we get into it and talk very briefly about everything that was announced, this channel right here is sponsored by Hobby Link Japan, so if you're looking for any of the non-premium Bandai announcements, they're not up for pre-order just yet, but I will throw a link down there in the description to grab them when they do go up. And if you're looking for some premium Bandai, I find the best place for me to get them, at least where I live, is Buyee. So I'll throw a link to those different shops down there in the description, but hey, let's get right on into it. So I'll be getting all of the information I'm going to be talking about today, always where I always do that, and that of course is on the Bandai Hobby site. I'll throw a link to that website as well down in the description if you want to check out all of this stuff. But what we'll be taking a look at today is what was at the All Japan Model and Hobby Show. All of that stuff is just in a list right here, so you can check out everything that was announced. As you can see, not a whole lot of gunpla, just bits and pieces. The year is pretty much up, so they're not really going to announce anything huge, especially not for this year, sadly. So another year gone, no perfect grade. But anyway, we might as well start right into it with the real great Shining Gundam. I will mention that the price and the date of release has not yet been set. So yeah, the biggest announcement of course is the real grade Shining Gundam. It's funny that we got the real grade God Gundam before the actual Shining Gundam, which is the reverse order to what we would have seen in G Gundam. Apparently it is the 30th anniversary of G Gundam, so this is the big celebration. So like I mentioned, there's really a huge lot of information about this right now, but what we do have are some images. We do have that opening faceplate section, giving it that cool red muzzle that really is iconic and unique to the Shining Gundam. It seems like we do have some nice gimmicks when it comes to included hands and the set of two beam sabers. Of course, when it does come to the Shining Gundam, it has to have that kick-arse articulation, and I assume it's going to be pretty much like we would have seen with the God Gundam, which was, if you did not see my review, absolutely incredible. So as you can see again, they're definitely talking about a lot of joints in here, especially some kind of swing joints in the neck. You can kind of see a little bit of a cross section of the color separation in here. It's hard to tell, but it doesn't look like the eyes are fully color separated. They might be. We do have some nice clear parts, and we do have some nice gray sections on the bottom of the feet, and that is something I always appreciate when there's detail on the bottom of the feet. Another couple of pictures right here of it in a couple of poses. Bandai are pushing the fact that this will be very poseable, and it does look that way. If you see the little bit of a bend in the articulation on the feet, it looks good. Knees looking nice. We can see the two shades of white and grey splitting up the standard white Gundam armor on this. And overall, the Shining Gundam is a funny kind of design. It's awesome in its own right, but this has kind of brought it to the next level, because even simple-ish or mildly awkward designs can look phenomenal with the perfect pose. So it seems like we have a couple of aspects which Bandai are referring to as covers. We've got a leg cover which has some verniers in the sides of the leg so they pop out ever so nicely. We've got a ankle cover. I see something coming, it's hard to kind of tell from an image, but something looks like it can move down and out of the way, probably to give it more articulation in the feet. And again, the feet on this are looking superb. Some more of the included gimmicks in here. Of course, we've got that shining finger. Again, it's kind of hard to tell because these are CG images, whether this hand will be actually a metallic green color or a clear green. From what they're kind of trying to imply here, I think it's going to be in a nice metallic green. We've got those kind of, I'm not sure if they're heat diffusing aspects in the shoulders. It does say opening shoulder covers. Some gold detail inside of that, and same with the arm covers too, so they can lift off, and we do have those nice gold sections inside. So far so good. I think over on Twitter, or should I say X, there are some images of the kit that was on display, so let's check them out. Blasting quick. Also, this is a brilliant picture. This is part of the dual missions thing coming up, but it's some of the characters from The Witch from Mercury building Gunpla. I think you can actually win this as a print or get it as a framed print or something like that. I'm not sure the ins and outs of it, but yeah, that exists. Requiem for a Vengeance is coming out this week as well, by the way. I think it is on Friday or something like that on Netflix. And there we go, a whole load of Shining Gundams on display. So we can kind of see, it's a little bit low res, but you can kind of see the hand on the Shining Gundam on the right hand side there. So it does seem to be in a metallic green. Again, tons of awesome poses, looking cool side by side and carried by the God Gundam, looking a little bit larger than it than well in the actual old picture from the anime. It's a Shining Gundam's a big boy. And just in case you missed it somewhere, there is a high-grade Dragon Gundam coming out in the future too, but that is P Bandai. Next kit. So the rest of the announcements right here are kind of a little bit on the not so exciting kind of side, so I'm going to blast through these incredibly quickly. So first up, there is a real grade version of the Sword Impulse Gundam Spec 2. There is only the one image of this so far, should I say the one display model of this so far. However, it is a very cool variant of the Sword Impulse. Instead of just having a red chest and the regular Gundam colors of white, well I suppose and black is a little different over the overall body, they went with red all over with a black torso and it looks intense. Again, no release date or price as of yet. Like I mentioned at the end of the week, Requiem for a Vengeance is coming out. We got some more announcements, nothing too over the top. I know there is going to be a goof in that, but we have not, well, had a gunpla announced of the goof just yet, or should I say the goof custom. But what we did get an announcement of, and I'm not sure, these must come in packs together. First off, we've got these two Zakus together. Now, it's kind of hard to tell what is actually part of these kits' detail or not. They seem to have been kind of weathered up to give them that kind of mucky kind of look that would match with the animated series that is coming out. However, there is some details on it, like some chains on the shoulder and what looks like some kind of tarpiness on the arm. Again, not sure what detail actually comes in the kit or not, because this is quite atypical for a Gundam model kit. But we'll see. This looks like a 2-pack. Then there's this one right here. Now, I recognize that sniper rifle a mile away. That's the one out of the Origin kit, so you might be seeing some shared parts with that particular kit. Not a bad thing by any measure, but that kit has been done to death. This is another premium Bandai release, the last one was too, and there is 3 Zaku units in it for some of the named characters from that series, but nothing we haven't really seen already. Next on the list is the Option Parts Set Gunpla 16 Meteor Hover, it says here. Sorry, Meteor Hopper. This is something that existed before, just in this box right here. It's just getting repackaged, nothing exciting. But yeah, that is it for the Gunpla, so not a lot of announcements. The only thing really worthwhile is that real great Shining Gundam. I was definitely hoping for a little bit more. From here on out, it's non-Gunpla, so let's go a little bit faster. Figurized Standard Amplified Obelisk the Tormentor. I am so excited about this. Obelisk has always been one of my all-time favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card characters. It just looks so cool. It's like Exodia and Blue Eyes had a baby. It kind of looks like that. It's so kick-arse. There is going to be a Slifer on the way as well, but it has not been fully announced yet. It's just kind of silhouetted in the background there, but a Figurized Obelisk, cool. I think the Winged Dragon of Ra is out either this week or next. We got one more Votom's announcement. I think this is also Premium Bandai. Everything that was announced at this has no release date or no price, by the way. It's just a high-grade Scope Dog Turbo Custom. Similar enough to what we would have seen before. Next one. Another high-grade Super Robot Wars announcement. But by the way, if you've never tried any of these Super Robot Wars kits, they're really cool. They're like Gunpla, but a little teeny bit more serious. They're really nice. This is the high-grade Ash Savior. It's just, once again, a grey prototype mock-up kind of kit that was announced at it. It should look a little something like this right here, just in case you're not familiar with the particular mech. And again, no price, no release date. A brand new 30-minute missions kit is announced. This is the Round Nova. This is pretty cool. I love where they're going with the direction of the 30-minute missions designs. This right here is giving me a bit of a grimoire kind of feel. It's got like packages or like packs and bags attached onto it, which is pretty interesting. I'm not sure what size this will be. It looks like a smaller kind of unit because of the more simplified manipulators and stuff, but compared to that 30-minute missions hanger stand in the background, it looks like it might be regular-ish size. Another thing that I'm not even sure if it's really worth talking about, but there's an option set coming out, option set 19, multi-shield. So it's just bits of shields you can put together into shields. Again, no price, no release date. A couple of 30-minute sisters announcements. Again, nothing crazy really. So we've got this character that kind of has a bit of a bunny with a kind of sweater kind of thing going on. This is the 30-minute sisters. I think it says Cestier, color C. Again, no price, no announcement date. There's also this one. I've kind of lost count or have any idea of what this is from, but it's happening. Finally, then we do have some 30-minute fantasy announcements. Again, a good and a bad, if that's the way you want to put it, variant of the exact same thing. This time around, it is a Lancer. The Liber Lancer, that one right there. Still the kind of same sort of vibe we would have seen with some kits, but it's almost got more of an angular style armor. Definitely looking pretty cool. The other variant we have is the 30-minute fantasy Rosin Lancer. Now, I thought this was half and half for a second, was kind of getting a bit excited. Thought it was half purple, half white, but it actually turns out it's just the grey-white prototype with a bit of a purple light shining onto it. But yeah, it's very, very similar. It just, you assume it's going to be in a bit of a darker plastic compared to the Liber one. So that's pretty much it. That is all the announcements. Again, the most interesting thing out of the bunch is the real grade Shining Gundam. The real grade Sword Impulse is pretty cool too, but besides that, definitely a very tepid affair when it comes to gunpla. But I will mention the non-gunpla thing that is absolutely awesome. Kotobukiya has actually announced some of its upcoming Armored Core kits. These do look really, really nice, and the thing that shocks me the most, I knew we were getting a Steel Haze, which is nice. If it's got the modern kind of Kotobukiya tooling, what they would have learned from some of their newer kits, Hexagear, etc., it should be nice and solid to go with how beautiful they do look. But what has blown me away is we're actually getting a brand new white glint. I reviewed the white glint, the older one, and I didn't particularly like it. Apparently, I did get a bad version of it, though. That's the movie version. It is kind of cracky, crappy, brittle, pearlescent plastic. Apparently, the standard version is that little bit better, but older Kotobukiya kits from back then, definitely, they need a lot of glue, a lot of actual extra work put into the build, which it doesn't really say anywhere. So if you build it straight built, you're gonna have a bad time. However, I can't wait to try out a brand new white glint. That should be awesome. But anyway, that is pretty much it for all the announcements that I saw. That seemed interesting. If I missed anything, make sure to drop it down there in the comments so I can check it out. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come back for more gunpla news and reviews, and I'll see you next time. As always, I can't finish this video without special thanks to those who support the channel on the memberships as well as over on Patreon, including Abraxas, Caleb Engelhardt, Joe, RG59061, Shadow Wolf 179, 10 Soldier YT, and Van Fawn.